Alright, it is December 24th, and the last few days I've put out a bunch of videos which are all from old recordings. A lot of them were from, 5 or 6 months ago. This game actually only happened a week ago, maybe a week and a half, something like that. This month I actually haven't recorded much SAP at all, partly because I still had so much stuff recorded, but also just, real life stuff getting in the way. But one day, I forget which day it was, I just had an idea for a team and I wanted to record it, so I went on and gave it a shot immediately. And the concept was pretty simple. I wanted to play a unit that you normally play close to the front of your team at the back. Now obviously this is something that you could do previously. However, with some of the mechanics that have been introduced this year, specifically jump attacks, it does give you a bit more flexibility with certain units about where you place them. Taking the level up here on turn 4, we don't get the unit that I'm looking for. Not common that I would take a level up on turn 4, but there we go, we take a second one and we get the Tatzelworm. So I can't remember exactly how many times Tatzelworm's ability has been changed. It is quite a lot, as we luckily get Guinea Fowl here and are going to draw as a result. But yeah, Tatzelworm's been changed a bunch of times. And I think at the moment, the way it works is that it does double damage if the unit in front is level 3. It used to be multiplying by level, so you'd get double and then triple damage, but I'm pretty sure that was changed. But as you can see here with the Amami Rabbit, we can actually trigger the Tatzelworm immediately and then still have a faint unit in front. So the goal here is for the Tatzelworm to get a snipe from the Amami Rabbit, knocking itself out, then one from the Spider. Hopefully we get a unit like Guinea Fowl or Osprey from the Spider, and then Tatzelworm will get to snipe again when the Doggo comes in. So really we just have to be careful here not to give the Amami Rabbit too much health, and I think for most of the game I'm just going to let it gain attack every turn and faint itself, and just make sure that we don't buy any of the health foods. I'm sure I probably didn't have many, if any, of the splash foods. So it shouldn't really be possible to give it extra health by accident. I guess that would take a misclick, and I've certainly misclicked a few times over the years, but not on this occasion, I don't think. So I'm just going to try and go for the Tatzelworm level first. I think the intention here was to possibly pill Kappa and hopefully get either Hoopoe Bird or actually Tatzelworm, in which case we can just combine for the level 3. Now, getting a Amami Rabbit wouldn't be good because then it would have more health than attack. Although, to be honest, if we don't give it any equipment, it's probably going to faint anyway against most opponents this late, or at least in the coming rounds. So yeah, we can't avoid giving the Amami Rabbit health when we go for the level up. And it looks like I'm actually maybe going to keep the Kappa. I suppose Kappa does give us an extra opportunity to get both Osprey or Guinea Fowl, and therefore result in getting an extra snipe from the Tatzelworm at the very end. And actually getting Hoopoe Bird is a great spawn too, because it's going to do additional snipes and complement the Tatzelworm's ability. So just freezing any food. And actually there you can see something that I'm not sure how obvious that is, reading the ability of the Amami Rabbit, but it actually gains the permanent attack even when it faints, which is a nice quality of life feature. Also kind of fixes the issue where you might have two Amami Rabbits that have identical attack and one of them has to go first. I'm not sure I've seen that situation come up, but I definitely did see something like that happen during testing for Danger Pack. So we do get an Amami Rabbit here. It's fine getting it when it summons in battle. I think even though this is level 3 Hatching Chick, we should be okay. Yeah, now that we have level 3 Spider, the Tatzelworm damage output is going to be that much higher. We should get 2 snipes at is it double effectiveness? I think it's double. Yeah, these days it's pretty hard to keep track of the abilities of a lot of pets. I'm not sure when the last time Tatzelworm was changed, but yeah, I guess as long as the essence of the pet isn't too different, then your team building doesn't really suffer too much for these types of changes. So on turn 12, we finally lose a heart to Yogru. Not surprising, but I think that was Yogru with no vulture. So nice to see. And then we're going to take Pepper. I don't normally take Pepper in packs, but I guess maybe because I had a Mommy Rabbit in this. Actually, here you can see the situation I was just talking about. So we have a Mommy Rabbit versus a Mommy Rabbit. So definitely nice that we got our health attack gain, even though we got sniped. And we barely lost there. Maybe there was a spawn from the spider that could have won it. I'm not sure. But now we can add an additional snipe, give the Amami Rabbit tomato, and then freeze the chicken leg. We instantly sniped a lamprey. Nice to see lamprey as well. That's two relatively atypical units on opposing teams back to back. This was of course recorded before the most recent update. I've hardly played any games on the update, not because I don't want to, just because I haven't had the chance yet. And then look at this, how unfortunate was that? They ended up getting the trumpets there, and then the nurse shark got to snipe, and I think that ended up costing us the win there. So now we're really in the danger zone. We have 2 tier 3s, 1 tier 2, albeit Spider, which is one of the best tier 2s in the game, and then Kappa, which can definitely help us, but at the same time can also hurt us. We just need the right opponent, and we only need one to actually finish things off and win here. But this team has level 3 Eagle. Looks like they're going for the achievement on the Quetzalcoatlus. And I think it's going to end up being a draw. Yeah, that was unfortunate. I think maybe we could have won that with different RNG. But Sunfish is one of my favourite sort of closing out units to take. We can't use its ability on this turn, but if we do lose the next turn, which will be on an odd turn, and we could potentially do the massive damage to their whole team. Multiple behemoths plus banana pill monkey. And I think we were just 1 HP away there from actually winning against that team. So now we get the upgrade on the Sunfish. But we are of course on turn 17. So actually the damage from Sunfish is not quite as effective as it would be a couple of turns ago. And then look at this team. This is very similar to a team from a video I did earlier this year with the double woodpecker, double blowfish. And virtually our whole team gets wiped, apart from the Tatzelworm at the back. But of course the blowfish is going to get to snipe. It's going to automatically kill the Tatzelworm. The revenge snipe doesn't matter. And we lose. So we're down to our last heart. And I was really kind of panicking at this point, feeling like I was getting lucky that I was in this situation after only playing a few games. And it was all going to fall apart. But then look at this. Another monkey enthusiast. 4 monkeys plus lizard. I don't know, is this another achievement team? You'd think someone would have the lizard achievement by now. Or maybe they were just waiting to sell the lizard and buy another monkey. I don't know. But the pepper on the spider is incredibly helpful, and we take down the victory despite being massively outstatted. Alright, a little bit of extra business here at the end for the people who watch all the way through. I really appreciate that. That means you get an A+ grade in YouTube viewership. So here we are on the web store, and the web store has been one of the big innovations this year, which has allowed Teamwood to revenue share with creators. They really didn't have to do that, and I think it was incredibly nice of them to make the gesture. I generally only show the creator code at the beginning of videos and don't talk about it because I'm such a bad salesman, but I feel like I need to mention it this time because actually I used this to do the giveaway. So I hope you've been paying attention to the last couple of videos, and there will be the final parts of the codes revealed in the next couple of days. I'm not actually sure which day it will be the final one, so you'll just have to keep your eyes open. But here you can see the mini packs are now giftable. This is something a lot of people have asked me about, so I'm very happy to see it enabled. So all I did was click on mini pack 2, and then I clicked to buy 5 copies for the giveaway. I already have a Troubadour's creator code loaded, so he'll get a little bit of a kickback from that. When I went through with the checkout process, these codes automatically appeared in the game. But anyway, yeah, really nice feature. And it's also worth mentioning that you can still buy the pack bundle. It's just a little bit more expensive than it was at launch, but it does include the Vampire Squid pack, even though it doesn't show up in the image here. And then lastly, if we go back up to the top, we can see that there is now an exclusive mascot on the web store. Now this is something else I asked the devs for, and it's amazing that it's been implemented. I didn't specifically ask for a sheep mascot, but it is very cute and winter themed. So really happy to see that. Hopefully there'll be more in the new year. The question is, how long do we have to wait before we get the duck mascot? Obviously the best pet in the game. Maybe we should start the letter writing campaign now and make sure we flood Team Wood's inbox before they get back from their winter break.